sparkly, outgoing, mischievous, weekly individual with a smile for everyone. And his personality dramatically changed, not by cancer and a year of aggressive chemotherapy, but by his time with Michael Jackson. And you saw it in his demeanor. The defense then takes over cross-examination on Governor Rizzo. And I made a note here in my notes that Mr. Mesereau started off by calling him Mr. Arvizo. And Gavin shot back, yes, Mr. Mesereau. And I wrote down, oh boy, he loves it all.
Mesereau was literally screaming at Gavin. For the first half hour, you could hear him down the street. He was screaming so loudly. It was a vicious cross-examination.
Tom Mesereau came in like gangbusters and started to try to rip off this boy's story. And he's very good at that. Now, this boy was feisty about that. To the point that the judge warned both of them not to argue with each other. When Tom Mesereau started to question him on cross-examination, Gavin changed. He got flustered, he got confused, he got angry at points, and it didn't work in his favor.
Dealing with a child who's already scared to death and who's already mortified at the thought that they're being accused of being a liar and a manipulator by this prominent attorney standing in front of them, screaming at them, in front of a room full of people being asked intimate questions about whether their penis was touched or not, the kind of questions none of us would ever want to answer in a public setting or even a private setting. Then you understand how harrowing that can be for a child. And for jurors who don't understand the phenomenon, all they see is a misbehaving child.
The prosecutor can control a lot of things. What they can't control is the passage of time. When they initially interviewed Gavin, years earlier, he was a prepubescent boy. But now it's different. He's now pubescent. He's now more combative. He's got all the energy, the fire, the hormones of a teenager. Some of this appeared to come out of nowhere. And I don't think that he came across as the kind of credible witness that you would have expected you're a star witness if you're the prosecutor.
You must masturbate because otherwise you'll grow up to be a man that rapes women. That's a pretty stunning thing to tell a child. But that's what he testified to. On cross-examination, Tom Mesereau said, wait a minute. There's this statement, Gavin, that you made to the sheriff's department a while back, and you said your grandmother told you exactly the same thing. So who was it? Was it your grandmother or was it Michael Jackson? Were you lying then or are you lying now? These are the types of traps that Mesereau caught these children in.
Gavin Arvizo molested him, he touched him inappropriately, but at the same time, he admitted that he still admired Michael Jackson. He still wanted to hang out at Neverland Ranch. He wanted to go back to Neverland Ranch.
Gavin Arvizo was angry at Michael Jackson because he wanted him out of his life. I never believed he was angry at him because he was molested.
No more magic. No more flying on airplanes. No more having the time of your life. You have been thrown out of Eden.
As a kid, I wanted to make sure that I listened to what he was saying. But then when Mr. Mesereau put this up, and then it puts it all in order, it's like, oh, definitely that does make more sense.
Tom Mesereau brought out the inconsistencies. He brought the evidence. He pulled the thread of those inconsistencies until the garment all became a farce. I don't think there's any doubt, now that Gavin is left on the stand, that the defense is ahead. In fact, the
prosecution at that point, what most people didn't know was they had some real cards up their sleeve still to play.
Good man who has children, who has a job, who does well in his community, all of a sudden decides to molest a child. That just doesn't make sense. Well, if you've got other kids who come forward and say, oh no, he did it to me too. Now you have somebody who clearly has a propensity for doing it. And so if we can get other kids to come in or adults who are abused as children and say, yeah, he did it to me, it's overwhelming evidence.
The defense in the Michael Jackson trial suffered a big setback today. The judge said he will allow the prosecution to present evidence that Jackson is accused of molesting children before, and that he paid to settle two of the cases.
The allowance of prior bad acts by the judge landed like a thud, like a lead balloon, just in your stomach. It made the prosecution feel